Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 34 of Podcast 451. I'm your host, Creep Creeperson, and this lovely lady is Zoe Humphreys. Say hello, Zoe.
Hello, girl. Oh god, I can't believe I said that. That's quite
Oh, she
good.
said hello to herself. That's so funny. Well, we have had quite the busy week. We have so much to talk about today. It's
So busy that I couldn't even go for a quick urination.
I could have sworn she said she was going to grab her earphones.
I
And she was
did
gone
say
for a
that
long
before.
time. I did not hear you say anything about urinating.
The most
But now that
stressful
you
wee
did,
I've ever had in my life.
why? What were you hearing while you were urinating?
Oh my god! What are you doing? Come on! Kind of stuff.
I think what I was saying, I think that's all you. Because all I remember doing is going, Zoe, Zoe, Zoe.
No. There was an oh my god, what are you doing in there? Anyway, move on.
It probably happened. So, Zoe went to the bathroom. That was amazing. Great way to start off the show. I'm glad you started with that and not me.
Well, it had
Yeah,
to be said.
you did good. It was really amazing.
Thank you.
So just a couple things right off the bat. Last time we were on the show, we were in the middle of a launch party, right?
Yeah. Sorry about that
It was
show.
only a week ago. Doesn't it seem like forever ago?
Yeah, it seems like forever.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
But to let you guys know, the launch party went swimmingly. It went really good. And it was our first one like this. Um, hey guys, I was talking to Creep on Facebook earlier. Hey, hey, it's Michael. I was strug.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, we were just chatting it up about something we're going to talk about in just a little bit here. So hopefully he sticks around and has some good info on that. But what I was going to say, oh, how did the launch party go last week? He asked. And that's where we're at right now. The launch party actually went amazing. It was really fucking long, and I don't know if I would ever do
Oh,
a single event that long again. Zoe obviously doesn't want to ever do a single event that long again.
it's not so much the length of the
Come on, sex
event.
queen.
The event. It's the fact that it didn't end till 4. It started at like 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, and ended at 4 in the morning for me. So I was like flaking a little bit by the end. I couldn't type properly or anything, could I?
Well, to be fair, she's usually up at 5 o'clock in the morning anyway. But
Yeah,
she's
that's
just
true.
like watching Modern Family or Jaws or something.
Yeah, I
Or
don't have to be
Glee. Yeah.
concentrating.
But no, it went really, really well. We had a really big spike in sales that day. I was hoping it would kind of linger and kind of carry
Yeah.
over, and it kind of did, but not nearly as much as I wanted to. And I think what I did wrong on it, for those of you who are looking to do this, your own kind of launch party like this, is I had a ton of cool information and a ton of cool shit to share about the books and all this stuff. But I looked through and I only asked for the sale 3 times that whole day. And I just was so excited about getting all the info out, like the new covers or what music I was listening to when I was writing or whatever, that I forgot to ask people to buy the fucking book. So as far as launch party strategy goes, if you're going to have a launch party, you should probably ask people to purchase the book they're there for the party for. So I feel like if I would have done that a little bit more, we would have had a much bigger return on that. So,
Yeah, we got a little bit carried away. We were so excited, weren't we?
dude,
Talking about it today.
it was so much fun.
It was loads of fun, and everybody was so cool about everything. We
It
got
was
loads
weird.
of great feedback.
It was fun until the last 2 hours,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
for about
everybody
an
seemed
hour
to
and a
just like,
half, everybody kind of disappeared, and then right at the end, everyone came back.
yeah, so it was just me and Creep just talking to each other about rubbish, weren't we?
Yeah,
We
people
talked
were
about,
chiming in every once in a while, but it wasn't
yeah,
nearly like it was. But
it felt like we were just kind of entertaining each other a bit, didn't
yeah,
it?
but I realized that while that was going on, there was the WWE pay-per-view and there was
Yeah.
the Kings playoff game. So that could have had a little something to do with it. In fact, it had a little bit to do with it, I know, because all my neighbors who were supposed to be hanging out with us during the launch party decided to watch the hockey game. So that's how that works. So yeah, it was really cool. Thank you, Michael. And he says, I hope you're well. Hey guys, I hope you're
Thank
well.
you.
I hope you're well too. Michael's actually good fucking peeps. We were just chatting before the show, so I'm pretty stoked. We got some stuff to talk about. So today what we're going to be talking about in a little bit is different kinds of pricing strategies, because we barely touched on this last week because we were so fucking stupid, all excited about the launch party. But we really overhauled our pricing strategy, like really overhauled it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and why we did those things and just different ideas in a little bit. But right off the bat, I wanted to kind of go down a list of some of the cool things that have been going on. So as some of you may or may not know, this is the news part. Do you want to do the thing?
No, I don't.
Okay, then
I've
do it.
jacked it in.
Zoe doesn't like doing the news song anymore. 451 News. All right. So anyway, so I was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for a good part of the week. Got back yesterday, and it was kind of cool because I got to do a lot of different things. Usually when I do stuff like this, I go for like one thing, like I go to do a screening or I go to play a show or something like this. And this was really cool. I got to I screened 2 movies one night. I did a book signing. I screened 2 different movies another night, and then I got to play an acoustic show. So it was really great to be able to do all of those things. The only thing that would have topped that off is if I somehow made a movie while I was there. But it was really cool. I was in a tornado-ish.
Yeah.
It was really close. I don't think I told you this, but when Now was taking me back to the airport, we drove by the place where the tornado touched down that I was told was like 10 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we got out of the parking lot of my hotel, turned left at the light, went up a block. That's where the tornado touched down. And they were like, oh yeah, it's like 5-10 miles away. Don't worry about it. So when I saw that, I got a little like.
What did it look like?
I didn't see what it looked like, but it was at this water park.
Oh no.
So I saw the sign for the water park in the parking lot, but I didn't. We were driving by. I didn't get to see if there was any like awesome.
Wow. That sounds like a movie right there, like Tornado at the Water Park.
Oh yeah, dude! Water park tornado terror.
Oh, I knew you'd be able to do it
on
better.
The Sci-Fi Channel. There's gonna be some sharks.
Sharknado at the Water Park.
Oh man, wouldn't that be great? So anyway, so there was that. So that was really cool. And I haven't done a book signing for Slasherton before, and this signing was for Slasherton. And I've never done an exclusive book signing before. I just realized that all the signings I've done have been for CDs.
Yeah, they've been for DVDs and stuff, haven't they?
Yeah. So this was the first like book signing I did.
Wow.
And, I didn't think about it like that before. Maybe I should pat myself on the back sometimes when I do something new. But
yeah.
I don't know. It was really cool, and it was neat to talk to people about stuff. And we didn't have the Black Star Canyon paperbacks, but I did take the first season book, and I had that there so people could look at it. And it was funny. This guy comes up and he picks up the Slasherton books, and he's like looking through it, and he's like, "Oh, what is this? Is this a kid? Oh, oh." And then he's like, he chuckled. He's like, and looked around to make sure no one saw him laughing at it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what those are. And then Joe was there, and Joe leans over, and he's like, you better pitch Black Star to him now before you lose him. And I'm like, what? And he's like, show him Black Star. Tell him about it. I'm like, oh, this is Black Star Canyon. And he got all excited about Black Star Canyon. So,
Really?
yeah, if you do have a situation like that where people are just like kind of put off by something you have, if you have something else that might not put them off, make sure you push them that way. And as soon as that guy left, Joe's like, see? You gotta read your people and let them know what's what. And I'm like, I was just stoked somebody came up and started talking to me.
Oh, I know that's the trouble. You see, we get overexcited about stuff, don't we? Instead of being.
Well, it was really hard because I don't know if you saw the pictures, but they put me right up against a pinball machine, like an old.
Yeah, that must have been distracting, was it?
Oh my God! It was an old electromagnetic pinball machine.
Wow.
And it wasn't turned on, but when I saw it, I'm like, pinball machine! And they're like, oh, do you want to play it? We could turn it on. And I'm like, do I freaking want to play it? Are you nuts? Like, turn that fucker on, like, right now. So I was playing it, and it was just so old and so cool. And so, yeah, so the first bunch of people that actually came in, I was playing pinball. And the table.
Oh my God! You didn't tell me any of this.
You didn't ask.
Well, how would
I'm like, 1 second. I'm like, yeah. So if you guys don't know, like, pinball is like in my blood, dude. Like, I gotta have my pinball when I see it. So that was cool. So whatever. So that was a really neat thing. And the one thing that was really cool, I took the first 3 Slasherton books, and almost everyone who bought a Slasherton book bought the whole set that I had.
Yeah,
and that was
amazing.
Yeah, I had no idea that was going to happen. I thought what would happen is someone would come up and see one of the characters or something and like be drawn to one of them, you know. Yeah. But the only individual one that sold by itself was Sack. I sold a lot of Sacks. But it was neat to see, because when you're doing stuff online all the time, you don't get to see the process of a customer when they're going through your stuff.
This is like valuable stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I seriously wanted to get out a notebook and just start asking them questions. Like, what are you thinking right now? When you see this, what's the first thought that comes to your head? When you walked by, what was the first thing you saw that drew you to this table?
Why didn't you?
Because I didn't want to come off like a freaking telemarketer.
No,
I was trying to read their eyes. Because honestly, I think, I'm not 100%, but I think stealth was what brought them to the table at first. I think. It looked like whenever someone would be walking by and they would turn and look, they would see stealth and then come to the table.
Those little cutie teddy bear slippers.
It's either that or because the book's red.
Teddy bear slippers I'm going with. But that's just me.
Yeah, it's probably because the book's red. So anyway, people, either put teddy bear slippers on your cover or have a red cover. But yeah, so that was really, really cool. And seriously, it was just a really enjoyable experience. The movies went over really well. I met some great people. I got to play a show. I haven't played a show in a while. That was really fun. In fact, you could listen to the show on my YouTube page. I put it up. Or it's at creeperson.com too if you want to listen to me sing songs about sad and dirty stuff.
Oh.
It was pretty cool. So, anyway, for those of you who are on my mailing list, yes, Zoe, you have a question. You in the front with the red hair. Go.
I have a question. We've discussed, going back to the Slasherton books, we've discussed the possibility of not selling the e-books anymore. Have we discussed this on here?
Yes, we did, but I don't think we had a decision. And after what I just witnessed, like I'm,
That's what I'm saying. It's sort of, they're obviously such a kind of visual. We've always said that, you know, if they're going to be out on the table, they're going to be something that people are going to be drawn to and think, because they are that kind of thing. They're so
that's what
bright and
Joe was saying. He's like, dude, if you had these at Crypticon, you would have killed it.
yeah, we've
He's
got to.
like,
That's something we've really got to work on, you know. And
yeah,
especially
for
if you
sure.
have the marketing side of things, you know, if you have the booth set up with a poster for each character and, you know, like catchy little things and
You
pins
know
and
what
stuff.
that motherfucker was doing? What
What?
Joe was doing at the fucking table? People would come
What?
up and look at the books, and he's like, yeah, they have action figures too, but he didn't bring any. And they're like, oh, there's little toys of these, and he's like, yeah, they're really cool, but he didn't bring any.
Oh my
And like he was
god!
getting people all excited about these toys that kind of technically don't really exist other than prototypes. And they were just like, "Oh, that sucks. I would have totally had a thing." And I'm like, "Why are you fucking doing that?" And he's like, "It's good stuff to talk about." I'm like, "It's just like telling them like, hey, you're at McDonald's. You want a Big Mac? Too bad. We don't fucking have any."
Yeah, we don't have any, but
You know.
you'd really like them if you had them.
But you could have this book of pictures of Big Macs.
So that's the
Yeah, that
thing,
was
though, you know. I think if we had, I think it's one of those things that works better,
yeah.
obviously, because of the visual side of things. And I think if you had the stall with everything on it, packed full of these brightly coloured, cute little things that obviously aren't that cute when it comes down to it. But if it's marketed well, it's obviously that way inclined rather than the ebook. Because we've had a few people saying it's wasted on the ebook format. So we're thinking, we
You know
haven't
what?
decided.
There were a couple things that else was funny. I wish I had them right here. I don't have them right here. But all the Slasherton paperbacks I have don't have the adults only stamp on them.
Oh,
And the ones that Jamie ordered online that got shipped to him do have those.
yeah.
And he pointed it out at the thing because he brought his books for me to sign. And he pointed it out at the thing. He's like, oh man, these don't have that stamp on them. And I'm like, oh yeah, they don't. And he's like, are they like limited? I'm like, well, I guess so because they all have the stamp now. And so he ended up buying another copy of SAC.
Did he?
Yeah, because of the stamp thing. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. In fact, this copy of Stealth is smaller than the rest of the books.
Oh, God. Just through our ineptitude.
No, that's not us. That was a create space error. That was a manufacturer error. They cut the books too small on the Stealth. So I'm like, those are limited runs too. So yeah, that helped out a little bit.
But if anybody's got any opinions on this, you know, if you think
Picture
that there's
books
no,
and comics
if
should
any
be
of you,
paper.
yeah, if any of you've actually bought them or you've seen them or you have any idea what they're about kind of thing and you have a viewpoint on it, please let us know on here or on the Facebook page or whatever.
I
Because it's
really don't think
really,
you should do a ebook of Creep Creek. I don't think we should do it. I think
no,
we should.
I don't even. I think the more details that they've got, um, I think if they're losing more and more effect because the more detailed they
Yeah.
are, the smaller they are, and they just miss all the sort of bits that people will enjoy because you just can't, especially on the phone. If they're reading it on their phone, you're just not going to see it. Excuse
It is
me.
hard to read on the phone.
Yeah, so if anybody's got, we're just wanting a bit of feedback really because you're the people who we need your opinions on.
All right, so moving on from there, let us know if you have an opinion on that, and we'll just keep the show going. Last night, after I got back from Sioux Falls, and I got all nice and bundled up here at home with my cup of Joe, I participated in something that Shar put together called, let me see if I have the name of it right here.
That's Shah Hardin, for those that don't know, who does Charred Remains.
I'm pretty sure everyone just knows who Shar is. I don't know.
Oh my God!
I think she should be like Cher and just go by Shar.
Well, she probably does, but there may be people out there who don't know.
No,
I'm sure she'd
I think
appreciate
we
it.
need to talk to her about it. I think we need to have a sit down and say, you're
I
now
think she'll agree
Shar.
with me. I'm just putting that out there.
I disagree. If you have a thought on this, if Shar should be like Cher or if Shar should have a last name, please let us know. But yeah, she had a thing last night called Charred Remains Night of Storytellers, and she had a bunch of authors on there. And I wish I had a list, and I was trying to find it through the event page, but I kept finding just all these other things where people were chatting. But there were a lot of
I
authors.
sent you a link. Did you see the link I sent you
How did you send it to me?
on Messenger?
Was it a link of just the people who were in it?
No, it was a link to the page with.
Oh, no. Yeah, I have that. I was scrolling through it trying to get everything ready, and I couldn't just find a list of the people who were on it. But I know, like, I hope I don't pronounce these names wrong, but like Colleen Wangland, I'm probably totally just said her name wrong. She did a Pinky Violence book, and she.
Oh, wow, did she?
Yeah, and seriously, like I love those movies anyway, and the fact that somebody did a book like it, I'm pretty excited. The part she read was pretty graphic and kind of hardcore, but like if the style is of those Pinky flicks, I'm really excited to read that. But like Gregory Blair, Donna Emmerich, who else do I have on this list?
Can I just say something as well?
Yeah.
That the Colleen lady that's done the Pinky thing, I'd be very interested to speak to her and to get her on the show, because it'd be interesting to see how she goes about sales and things, because that's an even more sort of niche market than we're
No, it's a
going.
total niche market, and I think I'm not 100%, but I think she actually did that for a publishing house.
Right.
Like she got asked to do it. Yeah.
Oh, right. That would be really cool.
But I want to get her on the show anyway. But there were quite a few of the authors who were on there last night that I would like to have come on.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Oh, okay. Here is a story, or not a story. Here's a question from Michael. He says, "Sorry if this sounds rude, but I'm new to this show. Only listened to 2 episodes. What are your backstories?" So that's a pretty decent question there, and I'm going to try to answer it short, like in a short thing. But first, let's have Zoe go.
Mine is short. I basically do the illustrations for Creek Flasherton series. I'm an artist anyway, and I do a lot of portraiture in a sort of pen and ink crosshatch style. I've done lots of I sort of specialise in horror and that side of things. I love horror films and westerns and sort of, spaghetti westerns and that kind of side of things. And I love those kind of craggy faces and things, so I love doing that kind of portraiture. But I also started doing the Dick Smith makeup course, which is like special effects makeup. So I started doing that ages ago when I got into all the horror and that kind of side of things as well. And I'm doing the advanced one at the minute. Well, I'm kind of just on the sidelines at the minute, but I am going to continue doing it. And then I met Creep, how long did it go? Nearly a year and a half ago now.
Oh, yeah.
And we decided to get going with the books. So we started illustrating his Flasherton series of books, which have been going great, haven't they? We've sort of come to life, and we've created this world that's just such great fun to do, and I love doing that. And since then I've been experimenting, and he encourages me to do all sorts of stuff, so I've been doing a lot of his book covers for him as well. And lately we've been doing all the Black Star Canyon book covers in a kind of fall bath style. but with other influences mixed in there as well, with that minimalist, really cool sort of limited colour schemes and things. So basically, I'm just playing around. I've got a t-shirt printing scheme on the go that I'm going to try and do lots of prints of my t-shirts of my prints, and also we're going to try and do characters.
Right here. I'm
wearing
one of them.
There's
She did this. She drew this. It's pretty awesome, right? Yeah, now don't look at the hot dude in the shirt.
Try not to get sidetracked by the hot body inside the t-shirt. And that's my zombie montage that I did. Yeah, but I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and do, like, you know, a t-shirt business and develop that, but also doing our characters from the Slasherton series, the Black Star Canyon and stuff like that as well. So that's me.
Yay!
Yay! Do you want me to say about that? Oh no, carry on.
What?
I was going to say I have a blog at.
Oh yeah, do it.
BritZombieGirlArtblog.wordpress.com.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous because I can hardly remember it myself, so I need to deal with that.
Just get the damn domain name. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know why I haven't yet, but it's BritZombieGirl, all one word, art blog, all one word, sorry. BritZombieGirl art blog. WordPress.
Her site is actually beautiful, and what pissed me off when I was redoing my site, I wanted to use her template, and they don't offer it in America. And I know
he was really nuts. He helped me do it. He helped me do mine as well. And he's like, "Oh yeah."
I'm like, "Let me build your site. Come on, let me build your site." She's like, "Fine." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is really fucking cool. Oh my god, this is great. I'm gonna do it." And I couldn't do it, and I got really mad. But
yeah, but it is. I'm really pleased with it. It's beautiful. So pop over there and have a look and see what I do. But I do a bit of sculpture. I do a bit of all sorts of stuff. And I nearly forgot there. I have been doing the Slasherton figurines as well, but we need to look into that as well.
I need my dog to quit wearing tap shoes.
Oh.
It's driving me absolutely bonkers. So as far as me, we could start 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, I started a horror punk band called Creeperson, and we played stuff that was like the Misfits and stuff like that. And I ended up starting a record label, and through that I started making music videos, and through that I started making short films, and then one of our distributors asked me to make a film, like a feature, that they could put out and all this other crap. And so in all of these happenstance accidents, things like that, I started making movies. And then the film business kind of took over my life, and so I made like 50 features in 7 years or something like that. And they're all still coming out. You know, only 11 have been released so far, and slowly but surely they all plop out. But in doing all of that filmmaking and all that stuff, I got really annoyed with how long it takes for everything and how many people fuck up my story. Meaning, like, I'll write a script that I think's awesome, and then a producer will come up and go, "Oh, I really want to sleep with this guy. Can you put him in your film? Write him a part." Or, "There's not enough love scenes for me in this movie. Can you put some more in there?" You know, and just like
do that head action.
Oh yeah, that if that's all the action that happens during that conversation, I'm.
Oh.
So I just got irritated with all the shit that went on with it. So I started publishing books again, and back in 2006, I had put out 3 ebooks. I don't know why my neighbors decide they all want to have a shouting party whenever I do the show, but they do. But anyway, I can't even think right now. But so I put out 3 books back in like 2006, 2007, and did the ebook thing. But back then, ebooks were nothing and almost laughed at. So I went with one publisher who, it was a small press who put out one of my books. And at the end of the day, the guy who ran that company isn't a bad guy, okay? It's just, it didn't work for me, and I didn't feel like everything was on the up and up. So I stopped working with the publisher, and just like with distributors with music and films, I swear to God, is it like raining chaos? Shut up! Okay, and so I don't know. Long story short, I just got
no, don't cut it short just because it's funny.
No, it's just no. It's like just distributors. This is like the thing that I cry and whine about all the time. The whole job for a distributor or a publisher or whoever is to try to fuck you out of as much money as possible so they can make as much money possible because they have a lot of overhead. They have to keep the lights on. They have to pay their staff. They have to do all this stuff, and the only way they're going to make money is by making sure your cut is as small as fucking humanly possible. And because I have made so many products and so many different like lines, I've been fucked more than anybody. I'm the Debbie Does Dallas of indie whatever, you know? Like, I'm Mr. Gangbang right here. And it doesn't feel good to get screwed that many times by that many different people. And enough of the porn analogies.
So is that why you went for the self-publishing side of things, so you would have control?
Yeah, but more importantly, on a creative level, it has been it's been an enormous weight off my shoulders to be able to just create whenever I want, and after the edit is done, I can put it out immediately.
Yeah, you're not relying on a huge chain of people to mess it up.
Yeah, like Brothers Cannibal is going to be coming out. It's a movie I did in 2010, and it's just coming out this summer. Fingerbang is a movie I did in 2011, and it's coming out this summer. So it's just like, that's ridiculous. And I'm fucking tired of it. And knowing that I could just do the book stuff's great. Now, I'm still making movies, but I am having more enjoyment writing books. And I still have the band, and we still do shit, but I'm having a more enjoyable experience doing the books. And to be honest, not all at once, but I feel like the money I earn from the books is better than the money I've earned doing the other two things. Because when you make money on Amazon, you get paid right away, like within like 30 days. Okay? As opposed to all this other bullshit with all these other companies. And as much as everyone's hating on Amazon right now, which is, if you fucking want to get started on this and you want to hear me rant,
nobody does. Nobody does.
This whole Amazon thing is fucking stupid. Like, people should be fucking thinking they're lucky ass stars they could fucking sell books on Amazon.
Yeah, I agree.
So fuck those people, dude. Like, I have no fucking sympathy at all for the people who are like hating on Amazon right now. We should probably do a whole other show about that sometime. You probably don't think that's a good idea anyway.
I probably wouldn't get a word in and didn't really want to.
Just so you know, I've actually had to turn off my notifications from people, and I actually did it today. I fucking did it because there was some other shit posted today that I almost fucking lost my shit. I was this fucking. People probably won't understand.
People won't understand what this is about, but this is like a huge debate.
That fucking Amazon with Hatchet or Hachette or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the publishing company. And then people who like own fucking indie bookstores and shit like that, who are using this as a fucking chance to get up on a soapbox and feel important and yell about shit. I'm fucking over it. I'm fucking done. So, yeah.
Move along.
So, I hope that answers your question, Michael.
Sorry about the ranting there, Michael, but I hope that was interesting. When did you start?
Anyway, Um,
tell Michael, when did you actually start writing? It was back in, when was it?
when we
June?
started actually
April.
republishing again,
Yeah, was it May or June
the
that we started?
publishing we started SAC in May, but we didn't
That's
actually
right,
get
yeah.
it out until the middle of June, and then we got Unsane Sam out. That was the first actual ebook we did, and it was like the end of June, beginning of July. So it's only been about a year,
Yeah.
and I've published 30 titles. Some of them are like collections of other stuff, but
Yeah,
they're
and
like
novellas
30.
within a,
Yeah.
but there's a good selection of different genres kind of thing in there, so there's a lot to suit all sorts of different tastes, really, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, thank you for your question, man.
Yeah,
That
thanks
was
very
really
much,
good.
man. That's really cool.
I swear to hell, I don't know why they feel like they need to go up and down the stairs right here more than once.
Because they're kids and they're having fun, so just ignore them.
It was the parents.
Oh. You need to calm down. People don't need to hear a rant.
Okay. No, thank you, man. I'm glad you asked it. Because sometimes I just assume everybody knows everything already. So it's good to have somebody
Yeah, it
say,
really is. It's lovely having people ask questions.
they go, hey, Beardy, I don't know who the fuck you are. Can you fucking tell me your qualifications on talking about anything? So it helps. Because I know it's humbling, too. Because I just assume people know all the time. And they fucking don't. Why should they? You know? So I appreciate having to be able to go through that.
And I assume absolutely nobody knows who I am because they don't. So it's nice for me to be able to tell them.
But you're the hot girl with the red hair.
Oh, whatever. One of us has to be, I guess.
Yeah, I got tired of being the hot girl. The rant is welcome. I love Amazon. They pay me more money every month for doing something I love. Dude, preach it, brother. Fucking preach it. Oh my god, dude. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this right now. Maybe we can do a whole show about this next week on Father's Day because that's my day. So I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. Okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about though was MailChimp.
Did you? Hang on a second. Whoa. Have you told everybody about what you were actually doing on your podcast with Shah? Because you've gone off on a rant.
Okay.
You were telling people about the people that were in it.
Well, I could only keep doing it if, like, you let me talk here. Just kidding. Okay, no, but what Shar had, she had a bunch of authors come on and read parts of their books, or, like, little chapters or excerpts or whatever. And I read, I was going to read the second chapter of the first episode of Black Star Canyon, and Zoe pushed me into chapter 11 of episode 2 of season 1. Which I totally agree was the better choice, and I think I did okay. There were a couple stumbles in there, and dude, it was weird. I was like nervous for about a half a sentence, and on the second sentence, I'm like, and I totally like choked on stupid.
Oh,
but then after that, it was pretty.
I haven't heard it yet. I'm gonna have to listen to it. But
I did voices.
You didn't what? You did voices.
Did voices.
Oh, you'll have to put it up on the website. That's so cool.
I was hoping Char would come on the show. She's asleep or something. I've been trying to get a hold of her all morning.
She might do. She might come on before we finish. But we picked the one that I suggested to him is a particular one that I remember when I read it. It's really stuck in my head because it was like this really weird childhoody, scary nightmare vibe to it of this one particular character, and it's I don't know, it was just really cool, and I thought that would be quite cool for people to get an idea of the feel, because it's the feel of the actual characters themselves. They're in quite a tormented state, aren't they, as it is?
Yeah.
But it also gives the kind of, you know, surreal kind of supernaturally kind of thing that goes on as well in it. So it gave like an overall quite a cool sort of general feeling, I thought, anyway.
Well, Michael also just said, I've just downloaded Black Star Canyon Season 1. Beautiful covers. I love the dark fiction. So I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm so stoked you did. I
Oh,
really hope you like
that's
it.
so
It's
brilliant.
genuinely, like I feel like it's the best thing I've ever done. Out of
You're really
every
proud, aren't you?
different medium, I'm very happy with Black Star.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as like my little update on MailChimp, and Zoe, I'm gonna make this happen. You're gonna have your own mailing list for your
Oh,
artwork.
for my what?
For your artwork.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck did you think I was gonna tell you to have a mailing list for?
I don't know. Well, even so, okay. Go on,
I
carry
think you
on.
should do it. I think it would be good. So anyway, I sent the newsletter out today, and if you get my newsletter ever, um, it's just like a little blah blah blah. This is what's going on. Whatever. How's it going? Well, I was messing around with the templates and trying to see like what different things you can do with it, and you probably aren't going to be able to see that. No, you can't really see it. Well, anyway, I left a box there, but I didn't delete the box and I didn't put anything in the box because I didn't know if the boxes that are there go invisible when you send the stuff out if you don't use the boxes that are already in the template. So, and I want to thank Jeff Gallion for fucking jumping out and making me stupid right off the bat. I sent it out, and within 2 minutes of it going out, I get a text from Jeff saying, use this area to offer a short preview of your email's content. And I'm like, fucking hell, dude. And so I looked, and sure enough, man, if you don't delete those boxes in MailChimp, the little description of what those boxes are stay in your newsletter.
Oh no! So
That's
it was
the
like,
heads up.
so you're like an idiot because you've forgotten to do.
Yeah, and that's the first thing you fucking read. That's the first thing that pops up.
Oh.
So that was pretty
But
fun.
then anybody uses the Mailchimp. There's a little tip for you there.
Little tip.
So what particular thing were you trying to do differently?
Because you know how I used to put that like gray banner that said Creeper Crew News
Yeah.
across the top of it? I'm trying to see if I make the newsletters more personable, like I'm just writing you an email, if I get a higher open rate and a higher click-through rate.
Okay.
But I'm having a hard time because I feel like the stuff that I'm talking about now, because we're in a season of Black Star Canyon, because whenever we do Black Star Canyon, it happened last time too, the open rates and the click-through rates were a lot higher because that was letting people know that the new episode was out.
Okay.
So I tried to make the emails more personable, and I did it right before Black Star Canyon started, season 2 started. So I think I'm going to have to either continue doing it afterwards, just to kind of gauge it. But the last email that went out, not this one, but the one before it, the one for the launch party, had the most opens and the most clicks of any one that I've ever sent out. So that was pretty awesome. So pretty stoked.
We need to find out as well if people use other kinds, and what were the.
I know Aweber's really good. A lot of people like Aweber, but I don't like paying for stuff unless I have to.
Yeah. And MailChimp works, doesn't it?
MailChimp's awesome, but I'm about to go into the paid part of MailChimp where they make me pay for it.
Why? Because you've reached a certain threshold.
Yeah, but the other thing about it too is that there are a lot of cool things. Like you can't use autoresponders unless you pay for it. And I would really like to take advantage of autoresponders. And in fact, if you want to see somebody who takes advantage of autoresponders, there's two. The autoresponders are ridiculous. Tim Grawl he uses autoresponders amazingly, and Jim Kukral from Author Marketing Club. Like if you're on their mailing list and stuff, like you'll get emails all the time that are like specific to certain things that it works. with stuff. It's really cool. Like I really like how they do it, and I want to model how I do my newsletters off of that.
I was going to say, because I've noticed in the few times I've been in there before I get too confused and come back out again, sharpish, is there seems to be a lot of different options that you can do. There's not just, a simple, thing.
There is a very simple thing to do, but there's
Yeah,
a lot of things you can do
but
on
there's
top of
all
that.
sorts of options, isn't there, and different things you can do with it, and different designs and stuff.
And the stupidest thing of it all, as soon as you send it out, there's a little animated monkey hand that comes up and gives you a high five,
It's
and it's like,
totally
high
high
five, you
five
sent
it.
everything.
I
Huh?
know.
It used to
Totally
just
high
be a
five
hand,
it.
but now it actually moves. And I fucking, whenever I see it do it, I fucking go like that. I fucking do it. Like, I'm like, yeah, high five, monkey. And I get all excited. It's so fucking stupid. But I love it. I love high fiving the chimp, dude. I'm like, fuck, I did it. Awesome.
Yeah, I did it.
So,
Thanks, Monkey. Thanks
yeah.
for noticing.
Oh,
Yeah.
another thing I was going to say, Sue, since we're talking about mailing lists, since the launch party, um, my mailing list numbers have freaking shot up
Yeah, they have. Yeah, you
a
told me that, didn't
lot.
you?
No, even like I checked when I got back yesterday,
Oh,
and
that's brilliant.
I had a ton. And I did. This is what sucks. Okay, if you came out to see me at all while I was in Sioux Falls and you signed up for my mailing list and you did not get an email today, it's because I couldn't read your writing on your email. So if you did not get an email from me, please message me your email address again because there were a couple letters that could have been W's and could have been N's, maybe even an R. So, not exactly sure if those emails actually went through or not. So, I'll check the opens and see if those emails actually opened the thing later. But that's just something. But let's talk about the Kindle right now. Let's hit that real quick before we get any further
Okay.
along. Okay, so we are going to be giving away a Kindle. Okay, we did this in June or in January with a Nook. It wasn't amazing, but we are doing it with this now. So how this is going to work? For every review you leave on any of our books um, on Amazon, so Slash and Black Star Canyon, BLR Trilogy, Zombie Alpha, Shallow Jallow, Black Star, Creepology, any of those books. For every
It has to
review,
be on Amazon.
has to be on Amazon. For any review you leave on any of those books, you will get like one raffle ticket into getting this. So,
So
like,
that's one ticket per review.
yeah, and like with the Deb who won the Nook, she freaking left reviews on every single book. And granted, she bought almost all of those books, which was really sweet of her to do anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and you know what? The reviews don't even have to be good. They could be shit reviews. If you read one of my books and you think it was crap, that still counts.
Yeah, we're not asking you to suck up to us. We're saying, give us an honest review about something. But the reviews are really important. So
They're totally important
we want to
because we
offer
can't
something back.
advertise. We can't advertise some of our books on certain sites because they want you to have a certain amount of reviews.
Yeah.
So we're trying really hard to make sure we have enough reviews so we can do all this stuff. So if you do that, drop me a line and let me know. I check the reviews fairly regularly, but if you have a name that's different, then I know some people like their Amazon review name is like Spud Monkey Poop Stick or something like that. So if you have some like weird name, make sure you let me know that was your review so I could give you credit for it. And then so from any reviews left from last Sunday to what did we say? I wrote it down. Do you remember?
Yeah, July 6th.
July 6th. Oh yeah, it's not on my planner. That's right,
Yeah,
on the
you
wall
haven't got
planner.
July yet.
I don't have July up yet. Um, that's the thing. And so on the July 6th show, we will pick a winner out of a hat. It'll be awesome. Let's see. Here is a question from Michael. It says, how did you promote your launch party? I want to do one for my next book, but I don't want to spam my Facebook friends and don't have many on my author page. I did a press release and sent that out to as many like blogs and PR sites as we could. We talked about it on Facebook a ton. I invited a bunch of people. I invited people who I thought would give a shit, basically. Because I have friends on Facebook that don't know how to read. And no offense to my friends that don't know how to read. Mike Cadaver. And all that other shit.
He'll kill ya.
But there were just some people who I thought would really be digging it, and some people who I knew wouldn't really care. So if you could kind of filter that, that's a good way to do it. And then I tried to get on a couple different things, or have people who I know, like Shar promoted it for us. There were a couple other people who promoted it. And then...
Let us know. We'll tell people.
Yeah, well, totally. And also, what I did, if you go to my website, creeperson.com, on the launch, we had the book page on there and promoted it on there. Like, you know, be here for this thing and then this will happen kind of thing. And promoted on our blog and then also in the newsletter. So
we set up the event and everything, didn't we? And then
we set it up a month beforehand.
Yeah. And then you tweeted as well, didn't you? We tweeted links and stuff about it, but mainly it was Facebook and people specifically who might be interested. But you've got to not worry too much. Yeah. You've got to not worry. If you're proud about something that you're doing, it's a difficult line, but there's spamming and there's promoting something that you believe in, you know? And the people who are interested in it are going to be interested in it, you know, and the people who aren't. So don't worry too much about that.
Well, I know that some people, what they like to do too is they have a group event where, like, every hour they'll be promoting a different author who all have new releases coming up. Yeah. And then that way you get promotion from everybody who's a part of it. And
that's what people usually do, isn't it? You get other authors involved.
And if you were going to do that, we would jump on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, of course we would.
But I know that's how, and we talked about doing that with Black Star Canyon, but we felt like we had so much shit to talk about and to keep the time going that, I don't know, I just felt like it would have been weird. And that was probably my call. Zoe probably would have loved to have fucking people come in and help her out.
No, I actually agreed with you that it would have been. I think if we did it again, not so much for that, but I think we could do a similar thing for a book release where you're doing your side of things, but you're doing it as part of a group of authors, because I think that's a totally different event, which works just as well, if not better, in different ways, you know? But the thing that we chose to do was specific to Black Star Canyon. We wanted to get people involved, to find out what was going on, to get them to see all the artwork that we've done, to, you know, all the backstories behind it.
Yeah, Black Star is our, like, flagship thing. Yeah. That's, like, our high quality, like, this is the, like, everything else should bring you to here kind of thing. Yeah. So I wanted to make this launch like as big and as focused on Black Star Canyon as possible. But I mean, one thing I will say, if you do it by yourself, put a cap on how long you're going to do it. Like, make it like a 2-3 hour max thing. Yeah. Because like doing the all day, I mean, we did 10 hours and that was just madness. It was so hard. It was really exciting. But
You couldn't feel your ass by the end of it, could you? Because he sat in
oh
the same seat for 10 hours.
God, dude, it was so hard. And like I hadn't eaten. Like I had to get up and like cook some brats for a minute. And I was just like, fuck, man, this is crazy. It was nuts. Like I would highly recommend.
It was such good fun, but it was like, it's better if there's like, you know, I don't know, a
For
smaller amount
sure,
of
the
time to
next one
have
we
things.
do, if we do another Black Star Canyon one, it's going to be like 3 hours. And that's it. Like, put a fucking fork in it. Well, thank you for asking, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I hope we've helped a bit. But I think just sort of be proud of what you're doing and get it out there. And if you want to do the author side of things, do that. We'll be chuffed to do that.
And you know what, too, Michael? Why don't we have you on the show before your book comes out as a guest, and we could like talk about it and talk about your launch.
Yeah, that would be awesome as well. That would be really cool.
We're going to start having a lot more guests on here. In fact, next week we don't have a guest lined up, but I'm probably going to fill that spot. But on June 22nd, we have someone coming on who is going to talk to us about Facebook marketing. And
that'd be really cool.
But he did have another question here. He said, do you want a review on each episode of Black Star Canyon and the final season, just so you have more on Amazon? That's up to you. Yeah, we want reviews on as much stuff as possible, but just review what you feel comfortable reviewing. And that would make us very, very happy.
Yeah.
That's about right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So one of the other things before we get to price, or should we just get straight to price?
What were you going to say?
There were two other things that I wanted to talk about. Fuck it. Let's just do it. So box sets are something that's being talked about a lot, and a lot of people have been doing them. Joanna Penn got a lot of great success with her thriller box set she was a part of. Jay Thorne has been putting together a bunch of stuff, and if you've been keeping up with all the other podcasts he's been making the rounds on all the shows talking about doing box sets. David Wright was a part of that post-apocalyptic box set, and Sean Platt, obviously. But and these things do really, really well. So what I want to do is I want to put together like 4 or 5 different box sets where I want to do a zombie post-apocalyptic box set, a Bizarro box set, a vampire box set, and like a mystery thriller box set. And basically the idea is you get a bunch of authors, like anywhere from, I think Amazon caps you at 10 authors, so under 10 authors, and you put your full book in this bundle and you sell it for 99 cents. And all the authors are promoting it, and then you're getting your work shown to 9 other authors' fan bases. And it's just like a really cool way to market. It's free publicity, and you get paid for it. So, I mean, you don't get paid a lot, but there is money coming in off of that. So I'm looking for Bizarro authors, I'm looking for post-apocalyptic authors, I'm looking for vampire authors, and I'm looking for mystery thriller authors that would want to get together and do that.
And zombie.
Well, the zombie post-apocalyptic thing, those kind of go
right.
knuckle and fist kind of thing. So, yeah, and then hopefully I'll start writing porn, and I could do an erotica book sometime.
Oh, God.
Because that'll actually sell 1,000 million copies.
Yeah.
Call it 50 Shades of Dirt. Yeah. So there's that. And then the final thing that I want to talk about, I want to put together a group of authors. And I know there's Facebook groups that have groups of authors talking about stuff, but I almost want to make like a actual like secret gang of authors who are all working with one another to do cool shit. And I have a lot of plans, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'm already building the clubhouse. I'm really excited. So it's going to be up in a tree out in the back over here. It's going to have a telescope. It's going to be really cool. Um, yeah. So
So what's this gang going to do?
I can't talk about it, but it's going to help market each other's works, put together like sales together, and also maybe do some stuff where there's some co-authoring of some stuff to try to cross promote people more. And just it's the way I see it working out is doing it for like a certain amount of time and having certain goals that are achieved in that time period. And if that works, so I would need people to commit for like a certain amount of time. And if it works, then great, we can keep doing it if we want. And if it doesn't work, you guys could all tell me to go suck it and I'll fucking kick rocks. But if not, like I want to just put together this like little tiny time window where we do some fucking crazy ass shit and market the hell out of stuff and cross promote and make a couple bucks. So, but it's a top secret gang. We all have to get tattoos. So if you're interested, let me know. Zoe's going to do the tattoos.
Yeah. So
it's going to be of a dolphin on our hip.
who would have a shitty tattoo like that? This girl. Because it was the only one for £10.
You totally threw yourself under the bus. I totally gave you an
everybody knew it was me.
Oh,
Everyone
that's awesome.
knew.
It could have been anybody. So those are all of
Can I just ask
updates.
what are people, you said get in touch with you. What does that mean?
It means we'll meet in a dark parking structure.
Nobody knows where that is. Are people just supposed to
Jesus
telepathically know?
Look, you could either email me at creeperson@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Talk to me on Facebook or Google+. Message me, and we will talk about this whole world domination thing.
Okay. This is the person who has just said before, I just assume people know. And it's humbling. And I've just said
How many
that.
fucking creepersons could there possibly be out there?
You never know.
Go to creeperson.com to the contact page. And
Yeah,
I'm not trying to say that everyone should know who I am, like I'm a household name, but I'm just saying, like, I know people know a lot of, like, Matts, or people know a lot of Bobs. I really should be the only creep anyone knows. So, how fucking
I know
hard
a lot of creeps.
All right.
What I mean is, are people supposed to get in touch with you and say, what is all this about the secret gang, creep?
Yeah, that's exactly what the heading should be.
Okay, so just clarifying then.
The heading for your email should be New England Clam Chowder.
Wings.
All right, so yeah.
Right elbow.
It's like
right
a secret
elbow,
society.
left knee.
Yeah. Oh man, it's the Stonecutters. I'm the one who made Steve Gutenberg a star. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, but can we actually talk about the show now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You finally shut up.
oh my God, this is going to be awesome because I'm about to ask Zoe to start talking, and I have a feeling deep down inside that she's going to pass the mic right to me.
Well,
So-
I will now because you're an asshole.
Oh my gosh. So we wanted to talk about, I can't believe you called me an asshole. We wanted to talk about pricing strategies and pricing structures and all that fun stuff. So should we start with talking about what we changed our stuff to, or should we talk about the actual idea behind price strategies?
Should we talk about the idea behind it first?
Yeah, I'll give you a little background. Like back in the heyday of Amazon, the Kindle Gold Rush or whatever people like to call it, doing books for free was awesome, and you got a big push. when your books would go for free because it calculated a free book giveaway as a sale. So your rankings would go sky high when you would do your free giveaways. Well, last year, in March or something, they changed the algorithm, so that doesn't work anymore. All this is old news. But a lot of people, since Kindle was Kindle, would price their books at 99 cents because that was the lowest you could price your books at. Well, now there is kind of, I don't want to say a backlash, but 99 cents doesn't sell books like 99 cents used to sell books. Like, even in just the year we've been doing this, you know? Like, I have books that were 99 cents, and I have books that are like $4.99 and $3.99. The $3.99 and the $4.99 books always, always, always outsold the 99-cent books. And it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And so I would just be asking people questions, you know, like, what do they think when they see a 99-cent book, you know? And some of the things people said were a blowout sale because you're not selling any, a desperate attempt to gain more readers. There was just a lot of negative connotation on 99 cents. And so I took a few of my books and put them at $1.99 to see what would happen there. I don't know what it is subconsciously, but $1.99 is a motherfucking graveyard. I couldn't fucking sell anything at $1.99, except for episode 1 of season 2, because we had to sell it for $1.99 because that was the lowest Amazon let us do it for.
Yeah.
But so what we're doing right now, we up the prices of almost all of our books just a little bit to see if we could see a pattern in how people purchase stuff, or at least the people who purchase my stuff. If I could see any kind of anything that would make sense that we could share with you guys and say this works, this doesn't. So a lot of the books, and we put almost all the books back in KDP, which is kind of crazy, but I really want to take advantage of the countdown deals, but I have to wait 90 days before I could do that. So that'll be something we talk about at a later date. But the prices of the books are higher right now. But then I was thinking about it, and it's so funny. I had to have my mom talk sense into me on this one. Okay? This hardly ever happens. I said, Mom, I really want to try a new pricing strategy and see how it works, but I'm really worried that people aren't going to want to buy the books anymore. And she's like, well, how much are you wanting to have them pay for a book? And I'm like, $2.99. And she's like, what the hell is wrong with you? She's like, that's not a lot of money. Like, that's less than Starbucks. Like, I don't get it.
If you put it that way, if you think how much you pay for just a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people don't think twice about that.
No, and I'm the worst consumer in the world, and every time I try to build a marketing plan based off of how I shop, we don't make any money because I am the worst customer in the world. I'm the biggest cheapskate.
You are a tightwad.
I'm a tightwad. I have like no brand loyalty whatsoever. I don't give a shit about anything. I'm like just the worst customer ever. So I got to not look at myself, and I got to look at people who actually like to shop and see how their patterns are. And I like patterns. So this is kind of enjoyable. So Zoe was going to have some info for us here.
Well, I've basically looked at a few different blogs to kind of get an idea of different people's views about this. And it's quite interesting, really, because a lot of people agree with our kind of thinking behind it, but there's some different views in there as well. The 3 different ones that I looked at this is actually a really good blog, generally, to look at if you're a self-published author. And it's 10 winning marketing strategies for your self-published book. That's by Robert Bidinotto, or binotto if you're Italian. Just thought I'd drop in an accent there. Another one was DIY, How to Price a Self-Published Book by Alex Palmer. And the last one was How to Set the Right Price for Your Self-Published Book. And that, hang on, was Miral Sattar, which is actually referenced in one of the things. Now, these are just sort of random blogs that I picked. And if I'm brutally honest, we haven't done a huge amount. This is something we've done research about in the past. We're always checking out and listening to blogs and listening to podcasts and stuff to try and get an idea about this. But this was an idea today to have a quick look and sort of see what people were saying. So from the DIY, How to Price a Self-Published Book by Alex Palmer, it's quite, I mean, check these out and have a read through because they're quite, you know, they're like quite a detailed thing. But the points that I've picked out are the things you need to consider are you looking for more readers or more sales? Now, if you think about that, it's like, it goes into saying, well, people would want both really. But you've got to kind of weigh it up. Yes, you can get both out of it, but you've got to work out, look at yourself and look at your work quite hard and be honest with yourself. And they suggest like a less established author should go for like a lower price. Thinking that the sort of idea is going to be more people are going to take a chance on the 99-cent book if they don't know who you are. So that's one view. Another thing that they said was you can tend to do the, you know, the best price ranges between 99 cents and $2.99, which is something that we come across quite a lot, isn't it? The 99 cents and $2.99. But if you're going to do higher than that, they say run a countdown on higher price books. So if you're going to go up and beyond, like say $7.99, if you're a more established author or whatever, then you would run a countdown deal maybe, which is the thing, one of the things that Kindle offers on Amazon that we talked about last week.
That was another reason why I wanted to up the prices on our books, because we can't do any promotions except we're at 99 cents.
Yeah, they're at the lowest thing. Whereas if your book's priced a bit higher, you can run promotions on them where you'll start off at a really low price and then you'll up it and up it and up it to the chance that you want to do. But one thing that I found really interesting is this particular blog says, never ever run one of these promotions on a weekend. Now, how many times have we come across things saying weekends are the best time? And we've had quite a lot of success on weekends.
Okay, this is what, oh man, you guys are going to find out how nerdy I am here. Okay, I have gone through and I've actually written out and tracked to see what days sell better than others out of our books. Mm-hmm. And then I started looking to see if there was any traction. So if we did really good on a Saturday, does that mean on Sunday there's like a little bit better than normal? And then so on. I'm trying to see what the patterns are. And the only thing that I've been able to say without a shadow of a doubt that the middle of April is like the fucking worst time in the history of forever to ever fucking try to sell anything. Because the only fucking thing maniacs are out doing is trying to fucking pay their taxes.
It's got to be that. There's nothing else around that time.
The middle of April is a fucking cemetery when it comes to us.
If you think about it, this is like, it's a mad time for everybody who is self-employed. Yeah?
Yeah.
So people that, you know what I mean? And also that's going to come in amongst self-published writers and stuff as well, presumably. So it's like the whole area that it is involved in is just going to plummet, because that must be a huge sector of people who are
I'm
just...
sure Amazon takes a big-ass hit.
Yeah. Like,
On
holy
the
shit,
middle of
I
April.
have to be getting these taxes in, or I'm dead.
Well, what I will say is that it seems that Mondays are our worst day.
Yeah.
It really, really does. But that kind of varies. Like, just because Mondays are our worst day doesn't mean that we can't sell 10 books on a Monday. You know,
I know, it's weird,
we've sold a lot of books on a Monday before, but if you like look at it week by week by week by week, Monday
it's an average.
is the worst day. But like Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays are usually our best days.
Yeah. So whether you take that, you can take that with a pinch of salt or not.
I like doing our book launches on Sundays because we do our show on Sunday.
Yeah, which works for us, doesn't it?
Easy. And you know what sucks too? A lot of people hate that we do our show on Sunday. And we tried to do the show in the middle of the week before, and it didn't really go over that well. But,
no, but I think we managed to hit right in the middle of the football season or something, or the baseball season or something crazy.
But football's on Sunday too. But a lot of people like spending time with their family on Sunday, and so they listen to the show afterwards. So I don't know if we should think about making our show on a different day, but we might want to do that. Maybe do
it on a weekday
or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just something to think about. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
You know what? Let's do that on the group. Let's ask people on the group. I'm sorry. Let's talk about pricing some more. That was just another...
No, we do need to do that. That would be... write it down, because that's important, because I do think we miss out on a lot of people, because people that are doing stuff on weekends.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the second one, how to set the right price for your self-published book, and this is the Miral Shatar, who's authored this. And she says, authors setting their price low quickly realised they devalued the content and priced these. This is in a survey that she did, and they priced them higher because the readers were willing to pay more. So she's noticed that. The general rule she's found is to start low and then increase the price once you've found readers, once you have like a fan base, and then experiment with the price range. A Smashwords survey showed most units sold. Guess what price?
$2.99.
$3.99.
Really?
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, it's very different to Amazon, but it's a similar kind of, you know what I mean? People are people, aren't they? And it's, that doesn't change apart from where they're going. And it was way more than $2.99 and way more than any other price. So that's interesting in itself.
Wow.
Hugh Howey, who we talk about quite a lot, he quoted in this thing that he tends to price as low, even to free, without turning away the discriminant reader, which is the same kind of theory as us. He wants to give away as many books as possible, basically. He doesn't worry about piracy. He wants as many people out there as possible to read his book without insulting the discriminant reader, which is the similar kind of thing that was mentioned before. And he said he often hears that low prices devalue literature, but the only true way to devalue it is to see it go unread. Which is, I can understand that, and that's fair enough, because we'll talk about what I think in a minute. There's another author, Susan K. Quinn, whose strategy is to go for prices. She prices the first book in the series at $2.99 to $3.99, and then she raises the others in the series once they've become established. So once people are starting to read the first book that she sold for that price, then the other ones in the series might be more.
That's
And
kind of what I am trying to do with Black Star, like when
yeah,
because I don't want to take advantage of the people who are fans of the stuff. So
yeah,
like right now, episode 2 just came out today, and it's at 99 cents,
yeah.
and next week it'll be at 2.99. But so like the people who are like loyal fans, I want them to be able to get a deal right off the bat, if
But
they buy.
I think she means that like the first book in the series is permanently cheaper
Yeah,
to get people on board, and then the other ones are permanently more than that. Because once she's noticed that once people are on board with it, they're not as choosy about the price, because obviously they like the book and they're willing to pay a bit more for it. She's also does the perma-free on the first in the series, which is another thing that we've looked into quite a lot, which is interesting. And she found that worked. Darcy Chan was the last author that she mentions in this blog. She was a first-time author, and she prices her books between 99, I think it's 99 and 2.99. She believes that in truth, any full-length manuscript is worth more than that. But because she's an unknown author, she just wants as many readers to get it as she can. And that's a fair enough way to look at it as well. She isn't getting as much money as she'd like, if you get what I mean, but she's never done it from the making money aspect of things. So it depends on, that goes back to the first blog, in that you've got to work out whether you want loads of readers and to become a bestseller.
Well, I think what I need to bring up too, especially for people who are new to this, is when the first series we did was Creepology, okay?
Yeah.
And Creepology, we did KDP for them, and we were so excited about how many giveaways how many people were downloading the free on the promo days, that we did all of the books on a free promo the first week they came out. And totally shot ourselves in the foot, because we realized, why the fuck is anyone going to buy these books if they're going to be free the day they come out? Like you're saying, oh, the next week the next book's going to come out and it's going to be free. Awesome. I'm getting a free book.
So everybody who would manage to get interested in the first book, we're just going to go out straight away and buy the second and get the second one free too, and so on, right the way through the series.
So that first 2 months, we had, yes, we had crossover where people would get, the Anxious Anxiety for free and then go and buy Unsane Sam or free Kindle books or something like that. Yeah. But we just completely cannibalized our market. So I just want to be clear, if you have a series or anything like that, and you're doing KDP, to just really be careful with how you use KDP and really think of what you could be doing to... I mean, I'm glad all those people got the books, but at the same time, it would have been great if I would have made enough money to buy a sandwich out of all those people getting the book.
This is the problem, because the idea is to do it as the first book in the series, as a perma-free.
Yeah, Michael's saying kind of the same thing. He wants to do the cheaper launch price. He's going to do his next book at 99 cents, then put the price up once it has some momentum. And and I think that's the way to do it. And one thing that I really am tired of fucking hearing from people is low prices devalue your work. I don't fucking think so. Well, no. We've had our talks about this, but there are people who actually go, anyone who will sell their book for 99 cents, and these are usually people who are published with publishers. They say anyone who puts their book for 99 cents obviously doesn't give a shit about their book, and they know it's crap, or else they would sell it for more. But it's just these are the same people who, if their publisher sells their ebooks on Amazon for 99 cents, that means that publisher is getting 35% or something like that. That person is only going to get probably 3% of 35%.
I know.
So that's why they're pissed off about it. But guess what? If you don't fucking like that, don't fucking put your book out with a publisher. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
No, I know.
You can't get fucking mad at a fucking store for a store doing the way a store does stuff. If you don't like the politics there, don't fucking sell your shit there. And I
I
totally got
know.
off topic. I'm sorry. Bringing it back.
No, it actually ties into this because it's the same argument that you've just come out with. This is the 10 marketing, what was it? 10 winning marketing strategies for your self-published book by Robert Bidinotto. So look it up if you're interested at all in this because it's really good. It's just like pointers, that give you sort of just the things we talk about each week, but it's actually quite good. As opposed to our advice. I didn't mean that. We're awesome. He said, think like the target reader. This is in the set. It's one of the points that is all about pricing. This is his personal opinion, but it is to think like the target reader. If prices are too low, say 99 cents, he may think, cheap, probably self-published, probably lousy quality. Whether that's right or wrong, which as we know from our personal experience, it's wrong, because our books are fantastic. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong, it's how the reader is going to perceive it. Do you see what I mean? So it's worth taking it into consideration. Too high, you're likely to lose a lot of sales as well because you're not a household name like Stephen King, blah, blah, blah. So you've got to go, it's simple, you've got to go somewhere in the middle. Personally, according to Robert, the sweet spot for self-published ebook authors is between $2.99 and $4.99 for a full-length book. Yeah?
Okay.
What did we say? Was it 110,000 words?
No. And this is where I get pissed off again about shit. Because I feel like there are two...
It shouldn't be about words.
It shouldn't be about word count, and this is why. I have a son that's 20, and my daughter is 11. Okay? And the younger readers that I have, they like to read and stuff, but I don't want to say their attention span is lower, but they live in a world where everything's fast and everything's now. And the music videos they watch are bam, 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 bam. And I'm not fucking, I don't know, I'm not a fucking literary genius, okay? I'm not trying to string wonderful words together and make you fall in love with my prose. I'm fucking a storyteller, and I like to fucking tell stories. And I think, for me, my longer books, even at the same price, my longer books don't sell as well. My longer books don't have as many reviews. My shorter books sell really good, and they have good reviews. And the only time I get shit for writing short books is when I have a book on free. And some stupid fuckhead gets the book. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say this, but I don't know what else to fucking say. I had somebody get free Kindle books. Oh, wait, no. It was fucking episode 1 of Black Star Canyon. It's a fucking serial, for crying out fucking loud. It says it all over the place. They get the book, and they leave a comment saying, this isn't a book. Oh, it's not? Did you not read it? Oh, I'm sorry. Was it a car? Did you get in and drive it? Was it a sandwich? Did you eat it? What was it?
The comment.
That was the fucking review. This isn't a book. It's short. Okay? A book is a book. There's all sorts of different kinds of books. There's novellas, there's short story books, there's fucking blah, 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 blah. If you're selling a story, you're selling a fucking story, whether it's fucking 1,000 pages, 100 pages, or 80 pages, okay? And for me personally, what I've seen is that my books that are longer, they do not sell as well as the ones that are shorter. And whether it's, I mean, you could talk about, well, maybe the artwork isn't as good on those. No, maybe the description isn't as good. No, that's not it either. Maybe the title's not as catchy. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You know?
Well, as an example, as an example that I've noticed about this, there's a book, I've forgotten what the author's called, but it's called Whitstable. And Whitstable's a town in England on the coast where Peter Cushing lived, up to when he died, I think. But he lived there with his wife. And it's a story, like a fictional account of a little boy who befriends Peter Cushing, and he's getting over some actual case, something that's frightening this little boy that Peter Cushing helps him deal with. And it's very touching and blah, blah, blah. And it's supposed to be a fantastic book. And I've actually downloaded it. But it was like, I think it was about $7.99 or $8.99 or something. And it's a short book. It's a short paperback. So that just goes to show that it's hugely popular. So that's why the price is high. It's not the size of the book.
Yeah, there's someone who will remain nameless that talks a lot of shit on people who undervalue their work by selling it for 99 cents. And he has a book that's probably, I think the estimated page count is something like 40 pages, and he's selling it for $11.99. Which is fucking stupid as shit, because if he's selling that through Amazon himself, he's getting less money on that than he would if he was selling it for $9.99. Because I think we did the math on that, and what is it, $17.99? You have to sell your book at to have the 35% be more than the 70% you get at $9.99.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So it's just like,
for people who don't know, the 70% royalties is between $2.99 and $9.99. Yeah? Up to $2.99 and above $9.99 goes down to 35 or 30.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, that's just ridiculous. And when you look at nonfiction, for instance, nonfiction, there are people who write 5,000 word self-help things like, tired of being fat? Well, don't fucking eat as much, or eat a little bit a lot of the times throughout the day. And then maybe get off your ass and exercise a little bit. The end. $2.99, please. And it's like, it's mind-boggling when you see how nonfiction books sell. So it basically came down to a thing with me where it's like, some of my stories are just stories. And I have to keep writing, I have to keep creating, or else I fucking go crazy. So it's like, are people going to bitch about my word count, or are people going to be excited to read a story because they like the way I tell stories?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
But that goes back to the first point. It goes back to the first blog. You've got to work out what's important to you, kind of thing, really, and what your books are about. You know?
And as far as reviews go, I've noticed that when you have books that are free, the people who review free books are way more fucking bitchy than the people who review books that they've actually paid for. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I presume because people aren't as discerning. If you're getting a free book, then it doesn't matter so much whether you're going to like it or not.
But then why do they bitch about it?
Well, because
they just got a fucking free book, you know? And the best thing is, if we're going to talk about...
Some people live to bitch.
What?
Some people live to bitch.
Some people live to bitch, yeah. I love. There are two things that I love in bad reviews. One is when a reviewer is complaining about my grammar, and in their review, they're using improper grammar.
What's she got to do with it?
Huh?
What's she got to do with it? Your grandma? Oh, never mind.
That was a grammar thing. That's awesome. The second thing is super personal to me. It's when people say, I got
this. Say that again, because whoa. Talk about the grammar bit again, because I talked over you.
No, it's fine. It's just like, and there's been a couple comments where someone is complaining about my grammar, and they will use bad grammar in the review.
Yeah.
They're trying to act like grammar Nazis. And I've had other people leave comments on those reviews saying, hey, asshole, you fucking da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it cracks me up. So that makes me laugh. But what I want to say, and this is just like for me a writing thing, and my editor gives me shit about it. In fact, last night when I was putting the final edits on episode 2 of Black Star Canyon, she checked a couple things off and wanted me to change them. But in my dialogue, I don't like, there's certain characters I have that I don't think would use proper grammar. So in their dialogue, their grammar will be wrong and it will be poor. And that's okay because I feel like that's how those characters talk.
I know,
But
that's the thing you must have to
me
weigh up.
change those. My editor's like, yeah, you got to change that. And I'm like, no, I kind of like it like that. So that's just a me thing. But the second thing is when people say something like, and I have to get out my typing hands to explain this, because they go, well, obviously, getting a book by a guy named Creep Creeperson means that I'm reading something written by a 14-year-old boy or something like that. And they just come and like, Creep Creeperson, if that's his real name, yeah, obviously, my mama Creeperson named me Creep, you fucking brainiac. But the best part about it is they always spell Creeperson wrong. So I just laugh even harder. And I'm like, so you're going to fucking call me out on my name and then you're going to misspell it? Like, what the fuck is that? So that just makes me laugh. So, yeah. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. Michael has a comment here. He says, I also do perma-free on my other series. It's only 2 books long at the moment, but perma-free is driving sales for book 2 at 70% commission. It's also generate over 100 reviews on the first book. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Get that. And with the BLR series, it's like that right now too. We have 2 books. The first one's free, and the second one's $2.99.
Yeah.
And the third one's coming out next month and stuff. So I love the perma-free. I really like it. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome that it's working as well.
Zombie Alpha isn't supposed to be perma-free yet, but I had it free on Kobo or on Apple, on one of those, and Amazon started price matching it. And dude, do you remember how fucking hard it was to get them to price match anything we were fucking doing?
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare. And now fucking Zombie Alpha, I totally forgot I even put it for free. It was like for a one-day thing I did on Kobo or something like that. And I guess I just never went back and listed it normal. And I'm going to make it perma-free, but I wanted to wait until the second book came out. So there was like a logical next step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Amazon kind of beat me to the punch. And I go on the page and I look, and it still says it's 99 cents. But then I look at my earnings, and there's all of these free giveaways for it. So then I thought it was just in Canada. And then when I came back from Sioux Falls, there's all these frees on Amazon, US. And I'm just like, motherfucker. So I don't even know how to do it now. I don't even know how they're doing it now. But somehow or another... So
basically you're just going to have to write the second part quick.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to come out next month, too. But, I mean, that's why I'm not, like, having a total conniption fit right now about it. But, you know, it's just one of those fucking weird things. You know, Amazon picks and chooses when they want to fucking be helpful, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but we love it.
Take notice, that's something.
I would French kiss Amazon if it would let me.
Oh. Let me just finish this. There's only 2 more sentences. Between $2.99 and $4.99, that's for your full length. But we're going to put in inverted commas because that's what you would title just a novel, say.
Yeah.
Then we have, he suggests $1.99 for a novella, which is whatever you choose to...
That's usually under 50,000 words, I think.
Yeah. So anything above 50,000 kind of thing is a rough estimate for a full one, yeah?
Yeah.
And then he suggests between 99 cents and $1.99 for an e-edition short story, which I don't know what the...
Dude, seriously, when we did this with Creepology, because Anxious Anxiety and Bacon are both like a lot longer than the other Creepology stories. Yeah. And at $1.99, they just didn't fucking sell at all. We had them at $1.99 for months. and those were the ones that no one would get. And then
Well,
as
I
soon
think
as I
that's
put
the way to go.
anxiety at $2.99, that started selling then.
Yeah, yeah. I think you just have to. But I think if you go with all the information, if you look at all those websites, I mean, if you just Google it and have a look and gather general information from different blogs, it's kind of like the idea that they give you is that sort of $2.99, $3.99 are the sort of sweet spot, as
Yeah.
you mentioned, for selling a lot of units. But the idea is, depending on whether you're a new author or whether you're more established or whatever, you've kind of got to play it by ear a little bit and use your promotions well in order to get things, going. But I think
the idea that I'm having right now for our stuff is the first book. Everything I do is a series. I don't do any standalone stuff. The first book is going to be free, always.
Yeah.
Then, depending on how many books there are in it, the next one might be a little bit lower. Like it might be 99 cents. I'm really toying with that idea right now, going back and making like episode 2 99 cents or something like that. But then everything else is like $2.99. Then when we get a collection of those for the ebook, that could be anywhere from like $4.99 to $5.99 or whatever. But then I only want to do paperbacks, with the exception of Black Star Canyon, because we are having so much fun with that. Do paperback versions of the collection. So like I've been like really holding back doing a paperback of Bloodlust Romance and a paperback of Bloodlust Revenge, because I want to wait for Bloodlust Retribution to come out, and then I'll put those out in a set. And then I'll take that set and make a paperback version of it.
That'd be quite a whopping book, that, though. They're quite big books, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but I mean, as long as it's not fucking, 828 pages, I guess we're okay.
Don't even talk about it.
That'll be an episode for another day.
Oh, God, yeah. Not today.
Yeah, and that's probably what my week's going to look like, too. So, but yeah, so I guess that's all the stuff. I mean, I hope the pricing talk helps, but I really just think the best way to go about it is, yes, when you're starting and you're trying to build your fan base, yes, having those books either free or priced low is a good idea. But I'll let you know next month, I guess, if
we're just going
higher price if it hurt us at all.
I think it's quite interesting to see, though, that there's 3 random blogs that I've picked here, and they're kind of agreeing with what we're doing anyway, as we've kind of found things out. And everybody's got a different opinion. You've got to find out what works for you. But the general rule is you start low and work up through a series, but don't go too low.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but like when we started doing all this shit, like I was really like a Nazi about word count, and I'm like, we can't sell this book for this because it is this many words, but this book we could sell for this because it's this many words.
Yeah,
there is no right or wrong with that, as long as your readers are happy.
Yeah.
So.
Let us know
Mike.
if you've
You're
got
awesome
things
for hanging out with us this whole time. I hope this was helpful.
Thanks so much, Michael. It's great having questions that to chat about, really, isn't it? It's really cool to sort of get more involved with you all.
Especially when the questions weren't what we were thinking they were going to be about today. Like being able to talk about background and stuff, that was really awesome. And I swear to God, if this fucking Amazon Hatchet thing doesn't fucking work itself out here soon, you're going to see a super fucking pissed off creep on one of these episodes coming up.
Oh, God, you're on your own on that one, because I'm just going to have to... I agree with you, but I've heard it so many times now, and I'm just like, why are you getting wound up with it? Just calm down. And he's like, no, I can't. And he really, really pisses him off. So...
I just get more mad when people fucking come at me.
I know.
Like they're using it as like a... Like they've been having stuff that they've been wanting to say for a while, but didn't have a platform to say it on, and now they're
and then working it into the...
Hey, by the way, asshole, like, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Ugh. All right, whatever. So anyway, Black Star Canyon Season 2, Episode 2, it's out now for 99 cents. Get it this week, because it won't be 99 cents all until, like, next week. It won't be 99 cents anymore. So.
And how's Black Star Canyon gone up to $2.99? The first episode?
The first episode is now at $2.99, and the complete season is now at $5.99.
And episode 1, season 2 does not contain the Welcome to Black Star Canyon anymore.
Nope, that's gone. That comes out next month.
Yeah.
So the other thing I was going to say about that too was I'm a little nervous about the complete season being $5.99. Like, this was a big conversation, and Zoe was like, you got to just be okay with this and just see how it goes. So I'm fucking nervous as all fuck.
I have no idea how it'll go, whatever, but I just think we should experiment and see how things go.
We'll try it.
So we'll let you know how we go with it.
Yeah. Alrighty, so until next week, I'm Zoe Humphreys, and that's Creep Creeperson. And make sure you go to creeperson.com and sign up for the mailing list. And for those of you who like the audio feed, I will try to get the last couple up because they're not up yet. But find us on iTunes, review the show there. Go to our website, podcast451.com, just for shits and giggles. And if you want that Kindle, get on that. Oh, and then if you have something you want to say about what day we should do the show, if we should move the show at all, we will be having that conversation on Facebook, on the Facebook group. Yeah. So, peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba. Goodbye, God bless.
Bye.
That was my downtown Julie Brown from the early 90s. Sorry, everybody. And you guys take care.